Okay, thank you.
To introduce Richard?
Sure. This is Richard Adham. He's our athletic director. He and I have worked together for 11 years. The last 5 years, is that right, as athletic director and principal, and he does a fantastic job. And he may not tell you, but most of our all of our sports teams have moved up a division, and very proud of that fact, being one of the smallest high schools. So it's my pleasure to introduce Rich Adham, our athletic director.
Thank you, Mr. Warner. Narragansett has a fully comprehensive athletic program. I am extremely proud of it, as is Mr. Warner. One of the things that I think is very special about our program, being such a small school, we're one of the smallest public schools in the state, we choose not to be in the bottom divisions. And if we did, I can tell you right now, the gym would be filled up with banners all over the place. We push our athletes, our coaches push them, the teachers, to make them strive to better themselves and compete at the highest level they can possibly compete. In most cases, we are either in the middle divisions or higher up. In some sports, we even play in the top division, which, we have an enrollment of 450 people. It's pretty tough to compete with the schools that have 12, 13, 14, 1,500. So we are extremely proud of that. The kids work very hard, and so do our coaches. One of the unique features of Narragansett that I think, North Kingston, by the way, has an excellent athletic program also, and I'm not going to say anything disparaging about them. But one distinct difference, I was trying to think of what's different from Narragansett versus NK. Something that jumped out at me was the fact that they have so many more students that because we have less students, we have more opportunities for kids to be a part of teams and programs. What happens in a school like an NK or SK or one of the large schools in the state, you might get 60, 70 kids trying out for basketball. And unfortunately, you can't keep that many kids. A lot of kids will not be able to be on the team. In Narragansett, the numbers are smaller, so kids have a greater opportunity to be on an athletic team. One of the things that we strive for is sometimes we ask coaches, if you can keep kids, keep them. In some cases, sometimes there's restrictions for space and it just doesn't work. But if we can keep a kid on a team, it means a great deal to a student to be on a team sometimes. This might not happen in a very big athletic setting. Sometimes they just can't do it. We can do that. We even have special ed kids on many of our teams. And I'm very proud of those coaches. They go out of their way to take these kids and kind of work with the kids and have them be a part of a program and all that. And I just think that says an awful lot about the coaches at our school. And it's a very wonderful experience for those kids. Athletes at Narragansett tend to be involved in more than one sport because the numbers are so small. As Mr. Warner said earlier, our participation rate is very high. It's above 50%. But what I'm real proud of also is the fact that many kids do 2 or 3 sports. We don't have that many one-sport athletes. If we did, we'd probably be in trouble. Most kids have their favorite sport, but then they'll do another sport or 2 on top of that. And I believe last year at the senior banquet, what we do is we give a watch to kids that do more than one sport. Well, I believe there was about 35 or 40 watches going out of a class that graduated about 105 kids. Well, that's a lot of kids playing more than one sport. So we're very proud of that. I mentioned about the high expectations we have. Something else I think that's important is the personalization that we can give. Coaches can monitor the athletes, I think probably a little bit easier because of the number factor. We also have set very high standards at our school academically, and if kids, I think the standard in the state is you have to pass 60% of your subjects to be able to compete. Well, we are much stricter than that. If a student fails 1, they can still compete. If they fail 2, they go on progress reports and they're monitored. In fact, we monitor them if they fail even 1 subject. Most coaches choose to monitor the kids as a preventative measure so they don't have problems. So there is a very intimate relationship with the coaches and the athletes to make sure that they're keeping their academics up. It's a very big component of our program because, again, we lose athletes because the numbers are small, it's going to impact us. Whereas in a big school, if you lose a kid or two, it's not that big a deal, they just throw another body in there. We try and make sure all our kids stay academically eligible. Another factor I think that is very nice about Narragansett's athletic program is the transportation is owned by the town of Narragansett. As athletic director, I'm in a situation where I've never ever had a problem getting a bus. Kids don't get taken to a place and get left accidentally, and things like that just don't happen. We're very fortunate. So we can do, we have a full comprehensive JV program. We can take kids to different places, do different things, and it works out very well for us. So having the transportation is very helpful. The other thing I'd like to say is that our good athletes can go to college and play in college. We've had many athletes over the years play at Division I, Division II, and Division III colleges. To mention a few people that have done that, we've had the Brazavian girls in golf, thank you very much. Yes, she's in the LPGA right now. I think she was the national champ in golf. We've had some football players that played Division I football. We had Jay Donat last year, who's one of the outstanding athletes in the state of Rhode Island. He was Gatorade Player of the Year in basketball. He's now currently a walk-on at Boston College playing baseball. So a good athlete's going to shine wherever you are. You don't have to be Division I. And as I said, we're very proud of the tradition that Narragansett Athletics has done over the years. And all the coaches and kids aspire to get to the highest level they can. So I think that's basically it. Kathy, is there anything that?
I mean, I'm your second biggest fan next to Mr. Warner.
Yeah, she.
Well, I'm at most any game I can get myself to. Last year we were swimming division champs and second in the state to NK, correct? Correct.
No,
that's
to the south.
We beat NK.
Okay, we beat NK. Our girls swimming team is absolutely outstanding. And we have a swimmer in Cornell right now from that swim team from 2 years ago. Her twin sisters are burning up the lanes right now. So, I mean, that's a very rich tradition of 20 or 25 girls. We only have 400. We only have 250 girls in our school. 10% of them are on the swim team. It is unbelievable. So last year, swim champs, hockey champ in D3, basketball finals of D2. I mean, we're talking high-level athletics.
Wrestling division champs.
Wrestling division champ. This year is a little leaner. I mean, we'll all admit that, and you have those years in athletics, and that's what it is. But I'm told that there's a lot coming along. So as your former superintendent and principal, I knew your athletes. I was on these fields watching every single one of these middle school kids playing soccer and playing basketball. And then I watched and read the North Kingstown paper for years to see how they were doing. And yes, you have had students who have gone on to play, but you've had more who haven't, who have given up athletics because they haven't been able to make it on the big field. And I always felt for that, and I knew the kids who weren't playing any longer. So the outstanding athlete will make it at NK, and we have to think about what we can offer to so many kids. And it's a great environment, a wonderful booster club, incredible support, to the point that at awards day for seniors, the Boosters Club Awards and the Lions Club Awards and other awards for students in both athletics and academically is a figure that is astounding about the kinds of scholarships that are offered to students. Lions alone provides $20,000 worth of scholarships to seniors. We're talking 106 seniors with, I think the whole night was $50,000 to $80,000 worth of scholarships split between those students. It is an incredible support of the community that's just outstanding.
I'd just like to mention our hockey team, just to give you an example of how our school, the athletic program operates. Last year they went 18-0. They fell short in the playoffs, but the coach came back this year and said, you know, we've got a really good team. I think we can go up a level. And